Hi everyone, I just wanted to show another haul from Blitsy. I'll post the link below. They are some of the newest items from Ranger, which is called the Distress Paints. Now I had bought these three colors a few weeks ago, the antiqued bronze, tarnished brass, and brushed pewter. And I just picked up some more last Friday, and they have the sale and it ends tomorrow, so that's why I wanted to make sure to post this video today. My local scrapbook store carries some colors, but not all the colors. So some of the colors that are on Blitsy are a little bit harder to find at your local store, so you might want to see if they have the colors that you don't have yet so that you can finish your collection. Some of their colors are sold out now because it's been almost a week. But I'll show you the colors that I was able to pick up. Here we go. I think I just about have the complete collection. What I like about these is that they match the Distress inks, and I've always been a big Tim Holtz fan, if you couldn't tell from my scrapbook convention videos. And so I already have a lot of the inks, and the thing is these paints will match perfectly with those inks. So for example, there's chipped sapphire, sponge sugar, all the names that you're really familiar with if you already use his inks. Barn door, picket fence. This is probably going to be my favorite. I should have actually gotten two of those. Then there's also bundled sage and peeled paint, black soot, frayed burlap, the vintage photo, as well as the walnut stain. I use those two colors a lot. This is probably my favorite pink color right here, which is the Pickled Raspberry, and it matches one of these Distress inks I have. Here it is. So here it is in the Distress ink pad that I have. Oh, this is Victorian Velvet and Spiced Marmalade. You see, do I have my Spiced Marmalade over here? No, I don't have it out right now. And then this one is Weathered Wood and Forest Moss. Again, these also match with the Re-Inkers by Ranger. Wild Honey and Salty Ocean, Antique Linen and Seedless Preserves. One of my favorite purples in the line. Broken China, my favorite blue, and Mustard Seed, and Rusty Hinge. So along with three of the metallics. So I'll show you why these are so neat. I won't do a lot, but just like the inks, these are very reactive to water. So for example, one of the examples that Tim Holtz himself gives on the video is taking a manila tag and rolling it through the paint. So all he does is put some of these on the craft mat itself. And let me open some of these up, and then I'll show you on the mat how he demonstrates using these. Okay, so I'm still working on some elements to put for my project life that I'm working with the Dear Lizzie Neapolitan collection. So I thought some colors that would go well is the Sponge Sugar, the Bundled Sage, and the Picket Fence. So I just kind of wanted to show you some different things that you can do with these. One of the simplest things is just applying it straight to the card itself. They have a little mixing ball inside. You can hear it. So you just kind of jostle it around and mix it up really good. And then you'll see they have the dauber tops. So these make it really nice to just squeeze a little bit onto that dauber top, and then all I'm going to do is just very lightly add a little bit of paint to my card just to create an area where I can either stamp on or add some journaling. And you'll see that it has enough thickness to either cover completely or to just be light enough to barely cover those areas. So here I added some of the picket fence just to that journaling card, and you can kind of see the contrast between the two. What's really nice about this is it will react with water, so if I spray some water on it, it will drip down and do those type of effects as well. But I'm just wanting to kind of break up those lines a little bit so that I can layer other items on top of this card. So that's why I'm just keeping it as thin as I am on this one. So you'll see on this one, I'll be able to use it as the card, but at the same time, the lines are a little more muted than what they would be initially. So I'll go use my heat tool and dry this. Now the other thing that you can do is dip your tag in these paints, just like you see him do with the inks. So what you can add some paint to your craft sheet just like so. And I just kind of put two different colors on here. And then all you do is take a sprayer, a mini mister that has some water, and spray a couple times. And you'll see the paint kind of bubbles up just like the inks do. And then I'm just going to drag my card through this puddle. And then you can see how you get the effect with it dripping through and everything. Now again, you can continue to add more paint to make it as dense as you like. Since this is a light paper pack I'm working with, I'm not going for too much color. So I'm just adding a little bit of color here, and then I'll just swipe my card through. Different angles to get different pieces of it covered. And there we go. So here it is, really light. Now it reacts with water initially and it will drip and go in all different directions that I want it to, but then after I dry this, it will not move anymore. It will be permanent, and then I can stamp and write on top of it. So let me go dry this real quick. Okay, so now that I dried it, again, this is a very light paint that I used, and I didn't use very much. So you'll see that it did dry and how it just kind of pools in certain areas. And now what's nice about this is typically if you use regular acrylic paint, it's kind of chunky and it sits on top of the surface. This does not. It's very smooth, completely flat, and it feels like it's part of the paper itself. This is the white one that has now dried, and you can see with these distress paints, you can semi-see through them. So it really adds another layer of dimension to these. I can go back and add more if I want it to be more opaque. What I want to do with this particular one is I do want to edge it with a little bit more pink. So all I'm going to do is just take my dauber and just go around my edge and use it just like I want to paint with it. So here, again, it's not going to change anything that I have underneath it. I can continue to add layers of paint, and these on the bottom that are already set will not move. Those will stay just as they are. So I'm just going to add some more of these paints directly to my tag. And this time I'm going to spray right on the tag, but you'll notice it's not going to move the other layers underneath it. It's only going to move these new layers that are on top. So you'll see the new paint move, but the old paint underneath it is staying right where I originally put it. So let me go dry this and bring it back. Okay, so now I have a tag that I can also stack and match with my Neapolitan collection that is on a manila tag, so you can still kind of see the manila through it. That's what's really nice about it. And then you can see the other layers that I've added little by little, and those are completely dried. And again, it's completely flat, so now you can stamp on top of it, you can write on it, and it's just really amazing. So I really love these distress paints. They're a totally different type of media to play with, for mixed media as well as for your scrapbooking, and they're just a really nice texture to them because they're so smooth, and a lot of the techniques that you usually use with your distress inks you can use with these, but again, if you water it over and over, and then when you add it with the heat and heat set it, they will not move anymore. It will become permanent. So I hope you have fun using these distress inks. And again, you'll see this tag and the other items that I did last night with the Heidi Swap color shines all in my project life this coming week. These elements will be used. So stay tuned and check out the link below for Blitsy. Thanks for watching.